Good afternoon, America. Today is Wednesday, February the 28th, the last day of February. We are going to read today Proverbs 25. It has 28 verses. It's predominantly pink for witnessing. We have sporadic colors here of yellow for family. We also have some verses of silver for history and a verse and a half of green for love and half a verse of purple for the Trinity. Unlike the other Proverbs, I like to point out, this particular Proverbs 25, has a title. Well, all of them have titles, but this one has a different type of title. It is Proverbs from Solomon concerning kings, neighbors, and enemies. Okay, these Proverbs concern kings, your neighbors, and your enemies. Okay, so let's listen to the wise man Solomon and what he has to offer us. First one is painful witnessing. These are also Proverbs of Solomon, which the men of Hezekiah, king of Judah, copied out. Verse 2 is that split verse, part purple for the Trinity and part pink for witnessing. The purple comes first, and it says, "It is the glory of God to conceal a thing." It is the glory of God to conceal a thing. God conceals many things. This is why he is a mystery. He knows where everything is, including the Garden of Eden, including all the rivers that lead to it. He knew exactly where Moses is buried. He knows exactly at what point that the Egyptians' burial grounds will be robbed in the early 1900s. There's nothing he knows not, including you and me. Okay, so that's why he is an all-knowing God. And it is his glory to conceal certain things, not to let man know. Keep that hidden from man up until the right time, including when our Lord will return. Only God knows that. He has even concealed it from his Son. Okay? But the honor of kings is to search out a matter. Absolutely. 3 and 4 all the way to 17 is nothing but pink and witnessing. The heaven for height and the earth for depths, and the heart of kings is unsearchable. The heavens for height and the earth for depths, and the heart of kings is unsearchable. 4. Take away the dross from the silver, and there shall come forth a vessel for a finer. Take away the dross from the silver, and there shall come a vessel for the finer. 5. Take away the wicked from before the king, and his throne shall be established in righteousness. Amen. Take away the wicked from before the king, and his throne shall be established in righteousness. 6. Put not forth thyself in the presence of king, and stand not in the place of great men. Put not forth thyself in the presence of kings, and stand not in the place of great men. 7. For better it is that it be said of thee, Come up, Tisher, than that thou shouldest be put lower in the presence of the prince whom my eyes have seen. For better it is that it be said unto thee, Come up, Tisher, than that thou shouldest be put lower in the presence of the prince whom thy eye have seen. It is better for you to sit in a lower seat when you are before the king. It is better that the king says to thee, Come sit up here with me, than for you to just bluntly go sit next to the king, for the king to say to you, Go sit down there and let another sit there. It is better for you to be asked to come up higher than for you to be asked to go down lower. Okay? So remember that when you go somewhere and you've been invited, don't sit in any of the honorable seats. Let it be that it be found an honor to ask you to come and sit in the honorable seats. All right. 8. Go not forth hastily to strive, lest thou know not what to do in the end thereof, when thy neighbor has put thee to shame. Okay, go not forth hastily to strive. Don't be so quick to fight, lest thou know not what to do in the end thereof, when thy neighbor has put thee to shame. Okay, 9. Debate thy cause with thy neighbor himself, and discover not a secret to another. Debate thy cause with thy neighbor himself, and discover not a secret to another. You are not to be telling people secrets, in other words. 10. Lest he that heareth put thee to shame, and thy infirmity turn not away. Lest he that heareth put thee to shame, and thy infirmity turn not away. So that means that sometimes a secret is a secret, and if you give it to the wrong person, it gets out and brings you shame. Okay? 11. A word filthy spoken is like apples of gold and pictures of silver. A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold and pictures of silver. Okay? Remember that. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. All right? A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold and pictures of silver. 12. As an earring of gold and an ornament of fine gold, so is a wise reprover upon an obedient ear. Okay? You hear that last in 2 words, obedient ear. So not everybody that needs reproaching will have that obedient ear. Okay? Did you get that part? It says, as an earring of gold and an ornament of fine gold, so is a wise reprover upon an obedient ear. The reprover is the one doing the correction. The listener is the one that needs the obedient ear. You don't always have to respond to what someone says. Sometimes you just need to what? Listen. All right. 13. As the coal of snow in the time of harvest, so is a faithful messenger to them that send him, for he refreshes the soul of his master. Of course, to trust your messenger with an important message and be assured that it will get there, of course. That refreshes the soul of the sender. Okay, which will be his master. That is the sender. You send a reliable individual, in other words. Brings peace to the master or the sender. Okay? 14. Whoso boasteth himself of a false gift is like clouds and wind without rain. You are never to boast about yourself, period. Okay? Whoso boasteth himself of a false gift is like clouds and wind without rain. 15. By long bearing is a prince presumed, and soft tongue breaketh the bone. A long bearing is a prince persuaded, and a soft tongue breaketh the bone. Okay, soft words can stop many straps. Okay. 16. Hast thou found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient for thee, lest thou be filled therewith and vomit it. Hast thou found honey? Eat so much as sufficient, not too much, as is sufficient. That's anything. You are to eat what is sufficient. You are not to overeat or overdrink anything. Okay? Lest thou be found therewith and vomit it. 17, withhold thy foot from thy neighbor's house, lest he be weary of thee, and so hate thee. Refrain thy foot from, don't be always constantly going to your neighbor's house like that. You wear out your welcome. Really. It still happens. 18 is black for sin. A man that bears false witness against his neighbor is a mule and a sword and a sharp arrow. Yes. Can't be trusted. A person that will lie about something cannot be trusted. Okay? A man that bears false witness against his neighbor is a mule and a sword and a sharp arrow. Harmful. A sword is harmful to you. So is a sharp arrow. So is a false tale. It's harmful to you. It can destroy lives. Literally. You can lose your job, your reputation, your name, everything on a lie. All right? It was a curse for you to meet that individual. 19. Confidence is an unfaithful man in time of trouble. Is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint. Confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint. No good at all. At all. In an unfaithful man, unreliable messenger, is no good at all. So it's a foot out of joint. It's no good to you. You can't run. All right. 20 is black for sin. As he that taketh away a garment in cold weather, and as vinegar upon nitrite, so is he that singeth songs to a heavy heart. As he that taketh away a garment in cold weather, and as vinegar upon nitrite, so is he that singeth song to a heavy heart. A heavy heart is a sorrowful heart. So unless you're singing gospel songs are not really desired unless it's a gospel song. All right? It's like somebody being in mourning and you put on a party record. "21 is green for love. If thy enemy be hungry, give him bread to eat, and if he be thirsty, give him water to drink." Yes. That is good, wise saying. That is what you should do. It don't make no difference who show up at your door. If they need bread or water, give it to them. It could be your enemy. Someone you don't like. They just cussed you out. None of that matters. What matters is they have a need. You have it. You should provide. All right? It didn't say if they are your friend. It says if thy enemy. Okay? If your enemy is hungry, give them food. 22 is part love. Love comes first, then blue for salvation. Love says, "For thou shalt heap coals of fire upon his head." Absolutely. Treat your enemy with kindness. It kills them, literally. Without you having to use any of these. Kill them with kindness. It works. Okay, and the blue part says, "And the Lord shall reward thee." Okay? That's how you do it. 23. The north wind driveth away rain. So does an angry countenance a backbiting tongue. So does an angry countenance a backbiting tongue. 24, for family. It is better to dwell in the corner of the housetop than with a brewing woman in a wide house. Absolutely. That's what my brothers say. A nagging woman, a nagging wife will make you get up on a housetop in the blizzard. It is better, it says, to dwell in a corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman or a fighting woman. A woman that likes to fight in a White House. 25, pink again, as cold water to a thirsty soul. So is good news from far away. Amen. Far away, nearby, good news is always welcome. Okay, as cold water to a thirsty soul. That's how good news is welcome. All right, 26, 27, black for sin. A righteous man falling down before the wicked is as a troubled fountain and a corrupt spring. A righteous man falling down before the wicked is as a troubled fountain and a corrupt spring. Yes. 27. It is not good to eat much honey, so for men to search their own glory is not glory. Yes. We are not to glorify ourselves or exalt ourselves. It's not good to say, oh, I'm a good woman. It's good for others to say of you, she's a good woman. Or I'm a good son. Or I'm a good person. It's good for others to say of you, that is a good man or that is a good woman. Okay? That's glorify thyself. 28, the last verse is orange. Goodness, pink for witnessing, excuse me. 28 says, he that has no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. Absolutely. Absolutely. Self-control is called. That's having rule over your own spirit. Self-control. He that has no self-control does not know when he needs to change his countenance. Does not have a rule over his tongue. It's like a broken down city without walls. That quick temper is about to get you in trouble if you have no control over your soul and your spirit. It's very important in this day and age, or in any age, to have some type of self-control. Okay? All right, those are all 28 verses of King Solomon's Proverbs concerning kings, neighbors, and our enemies. Thank you very much for listening. My name is Brenda Guerrero, and as always, may the peace of God be upon thee, the protection of God surround you, and the will of God, whatever that may be for you, to come from thee. Enjoy the rest of your day.